Good morning, dear student. I am Dr. Deshmukh Amol Jagannath, working as Assistant Professor, Department of Plant Pathology, College of Agriculture, Navsari Agricultural University, Waghai, Gujarat. Today I am going to deliver a lecture in the course Fundamentals of Plant Pathology of BSc Honors Agriculture. The topic of the course is fungi, its general characters, reproduction, and nomenclature. So let us discuss with the introduction of the fungi and their characters. The fungus body is called as thallus, and which is without stem, root and leaves. It may be unicellular yeast or may be multicellular molds. A single thread-like filament of the fungi is called as hypa. A hypa is made up of thin, transparent, tubular structure lined with a layer of protoplasm. A group of hypa or network of hypa consisting the body of fungus is called as mycelium. And the mycelium are of two types. One is non-septate mycelium, which is also called as aseptate or sinusitic mycelium, and second one is septate mycelium. If the mycelium is having cross walls, then it is called as non-septate, aseptate or sinusitic mycelium. While when mycelium is divided by cross walls, then it is called as septate mycelium. Non-septate types of mycelium are mainly present in lower fungi, and septate mycelium are present in higher fungi. Depending upon the nature of parasitism with the host plant, the mycelium is of two types. One is ectophytic mycelium, in which the hypa grows on external surface or epidermal cells by means of special sucking organ called as hosteria. Example is Erisipi species of powdery mildew. And second one is endophytic mycelium. When the hypa grows inside the epidermal layer of plant or host tissue, then it is called as endophytic type of mycelium, and it is also present in some of the genus of powdery mildew fungi, say for example Levolula species and Phyllectrinus species. So here you can see the tubular structure. It is called as hypa. It is unit structure of a fungi. Network of hypae is called as mycelia. So this is mycelium. Fungi are producing spores or sporangium, fruiting bodies. So here it is there. Then septate mycelia, mycelia which is having cross walls, which are present in higher fungi. Mycelia which is not having cross wall, it is called as sinusitic mycelium or non-septate mycelium or aseptate mycelium, which is present in lower fungi. And in case of unicellular fungi, we may call as yeast cell, it is having unicellular structures, and it is called as pseudohypae or false hypae. So types of mycelium according to the parasitism, they are ectophytic and endophytic. So here you can see in case of oidium of Erisipi causing powdery mildew in numbers of diseases, act as a ectophytic mycelium. So hypa grows over or in the epidermal layer, where in case of endophytic mycelium, endophytic hypa grows inside the epidermal cells, and it gives rise to two types of mycelium. One is intracellular, between two cells, and second one is intracellular, within one cell. So hosteria is present both in ectophytic as well as endophytic fungi. Then these endotypic or endophytic mycelium are of three types. One is intracellular mycelium, which grows in between two cells. Second, intracellular mycelium grow within one host cell. Example is smut fungi. And vascular mycelium, which grows in vascular tissues of the plant. Say for example, wilt causing fungi, Fusarium oxysporum, Fusarium solanae, etc. Then second, cell wall. Cell wall of the fungi is well defined. It is having chitin in their cell wall, or it may contain cellulose or glucans. According to the presence of chitin and cellulose, these fungi are grouped in two. Higher fungi contain chitin, lower fungi contain cellulose. Living structure of the cell is called as organelles. Say for example, cytoplasm, nucleolus, protoplasm, etc. And non-living structure of the cell of the fungi is called as inorganelles. Say for example, chitin and cellulose. In case of nutrition, the fungi are heterotrophic. They do not produce their own food by means of photosynthesis, as they lack chlorophyll, and it is also called as a chlorophyllous organism. And so the mechanism of nourishment is absorption. The fungi were divided into three groups according to the manner they obtain their food, and they are saprophytes, symbionts, and parasites. So what is saprophytes? Organisms which requires dead organic matter to complete their life cycle is called as saprophytes. Example, the genus of the fungi, Mucor and Rhizopus. Symbionts or symbiosis. When two dissimilar organisms lives together in close association for the mutual benefits, then such types of organisms are called as symbionts, and the process is called as symbiosis. Example is lichen and mycorrhiza. In case of lichen, fungi are associated with algae. In case of mycorrhiza, fungi are associated with roots of higher forest plants. Then third one is parasites. An organism which obtain their food from living tissues of plants or animals, it is called as parasites. Among the parasites, one can distinguish the degree of parasitism as follows. So obligate parasite, those fungi which requires living host only to complete their life cycle, then it is called as obligate parasites. Say for example, rust fungi, powdery mildew fungi, viruses, etc. Non-obligate parasites or necrotrophs. So these organisms or these fungi kills the tissue in advanced penetration and then lives on it as saprophytically. Say for example, the fungi, those are living on infected plant debris. Example is Sclerotium rholopsi, Claviceps purpurea, Venturia, Inaquilis, etc. Then facultative saprophytes. Facultative matlab means partial. When the fungi are usually parasites but can become saprophytes under certain conditions, then it is called as facultative saprophytes. Means these are originally parasites but can be act as a saprophytes. Examples, smuts, Specialithica species of powdery mildew fungi. So here you can see fungal cell wall which contain either chitin, glucan. In case of lower fungi, the chitin is replaced by cellulose. Then this is the symbiotic association. Lichen, algae is associated with fungi, and here fungi are associated with the roots of higher plants. Then facultative parasites, the organisms which are mainly saprophyte but act as parasite. So the word here facultative means partial. Originally it is saprophyte but act as a parasite, then it is called as facultative parasite. Originally it is parasite but act as a saprophyte, means it is facultative saprophyte. So you must have to keep in mind both the terms. The nuclear status of the fungi. Fungi are eukaryotic. So what does it mean eukaryote? Eu means true, karyon means nucleus. So the fungus is having nucleus, is well developed. It is having well developed nuclear wall, and in which there is nucleolus and genetic material is present. They may be uninucleate or multinucleate. Mycelium may be homokaryotic or heterokaryotic. So the cell of the mycelium may contain one nucleus or two nucleus. It may call it as haploid condition or diploid condition or dikaryotic condition, and which remains limited during reproduction. Then sexuality. In case of fungi, sexual, asexual as well as vegetative type of reproduction is present, and the fungi thallus is of two types. One is homothallic, means self compatible, can reproduce by selfing, or heterothallism, mycelia of two types, it is donor mycelia and receptive mycelia are present. Then these types of fungi is called as heterothallic fungi. Then life cycle of fungi is simple to complex. Sporocarps. So fungi produces spores or seeds and show limited differentiation. It may produce fruits. Actually carps literally meaning is fruit. So the fruit containing spores or seeds, it may be sexual fruiting body, it may be asexual fruiting body, or the spores are directly produced by the fungi. And then distribution, cosmopolitan, it means fungi were found everywhere. So this is fungal cell structure. You can observe the nucleus. It is well bounded nucleus which contain nucleolus and the genetic material. It is growing tip, it is called as hypa, network hypa, it is called as mycelia, which contain vacuole, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, etc. So these all the structures are present in eukaryotic type of cell. So these fungi are eukaryotic one. Then let us discuss about somatic structures of fungi. What does mean by somatic? Somatic is nothing but the body cells. There are two types of cell present in each organism. One is generic or genetic cells, and second one is somatic cells or body cells. These are diploid one, while gametic cell or genetic cell are haploid one. So in case of fungi, these are producing two types of somatic structure. One is hausteria. It is nothing but the lateral outgrowth of intercellular or superficial hyphae, which help to absorb food and nutrients from the host. They are of different shape and size, ranging from knob-like structure to simple lobed, branched and coiled, and they are able to penetrate only in the cell wall and not in the plasma membrane. So the food absorbing or nutrient absorbing organ of the fungi means Hosteria. Then Aprisorium. So these are the localized swelling of germ tube tip or older hyphae, which develop in response to contact with the host cell. In simple, these are special structure for the attachment in early stage of infection, and from these structure only a minute infection peck usually grows and enters in the epidermal cell of the host. Then let us see type of fungal thallus. So as we have already earlier discussed, there are two types of thallus, homothallic and heterothallic. So if male and female sex organs or both the gametes are produced on the same thallus or same fruiting body or same body of the fungus, then they are self fertile or self compatible. There is no requirement of another thallus for reproduction. Example is powdery mildew of mung, Specialotheca polygynea. Heterothallic fungi, if male and female sex organs or both the gametes are produced on different thallus, then such types of fungi are called as heterothallic fungi. They are self sterile or self incompatible. It means they require another types of mycelia or cells for the reproduction. Example is rust fungi. So here you can see, here it is germ tube. The swelling or the organ which is useful for the attachment, it is called as aprisorium. Second one is Hosterium. It may be intracellular, intracellular, intercalary, knob like oval shape, and which is useful for absorbing the food and nutrient from this cell of host plant, and it is called as Hosteria. Then you can see here heterothallic condition, that is donor cell is present and receptive cell is present. So receptive cell accepts donor cell and then sexual reproduction occurs. Homothallism is also present. So these all are the figures which we can explain easily. We can understand easily what is heterothallism, what is homothallism, how the aprisorium is developed, and what is Hosteria is there. Then let us see what is fungal tissue. The fungal tissue is organized loosely or compact, and the tissue is called as plectenchyma. The fungal tissue or plectenchyma is of two types. One is prosenchyma, second is pseudoparenchyma. When the fungal tissue is organized as loosely woven tissue, then it is called as prosenchyma, and the cell of this tissue are more or less parallel to one another. Where in case of pseudoparenchyma, these are closely packed and they form more or less isodiametric or oval cells, and they resemble as like as that of parenchyma cells which are present in higher plants, and that is why it is called as pseudoparenchyma or false parenchyma. Then we will see what is the modification of mycelium or thallus. So there are different types of modification. One is rhizomorph. So mycelia look like a root like structure. So A root-like aggregation of hyphae in certain fungi is called as rhizomorphs. So hyphal thread cannot be distinguished here. They can grow in soil as well as tree trunk. They can withstand unfavorable condition, and they belongs to subdivision Basidiomycotina of fungi. Example is Armillaria species, which is a mushroom species. Then second one is stroma or stromata. It is again a compact mass of hyphae and appears as pseudoparenchymatous. It means the cells are oval and act as a fruiting body of some fungi. Say for example Bajra orchid, Claviceps purpurea. Then sclerotium. So the hard and dark resting body of certain fungi which consist of mass of hyphal threads. So here bunch of mass of hyphal thread is formed, which is as like as hard or dark resting body, and which remain dormant for long periods of time, and it can germinate under favorable condition. So these types of bodies are produced by fungal genus Sclerotium species. Then dormant mycelia. The mycelia, those hibernates in host tissue or unfavorable condition for a part of its life cycle and come up into activity when conditions are favorable. Such mycelium is called as dormant mycelium. So numbers of fungi are producing such types of mycelia or as a perpetuating stage. Say for example downy mildew of grape, loose smut of wheat, Cholerago of areca. Then gimme. In another word, it is called as chlamydospores. So a thick walled hyphal cell is formed in some of the fungi and which is called as gimme or chlamydospore. Example is Mucor species, Saprolegnia species, etc. So dear student, you must have to keep in mind which are the different modification of mycelium. So rhizomorphs, stroma, stromata, sclerotium, dormant mycelia, gimme, with the examples of some of the fungi or fungal genus. So in your exam, one may ask, enlist out and explain different vegetative or somatic structure of fungi. So there are spore which germinates to form hypha. There may be mycelia which is aseptate or coenocytic, don't have cross wall. It may be septate hypha which is having cross wall. It may be a plectenchyma, loosely or compactly woven tissue of the fungi, it is called as plectenchyma, or fungal tissue is called as plectenchyma. It may be a prosenchyma or it may be pseudoparenchyma. So when it is oval or isodiametric, then it is pseudoparenchyma. Then there is modification of mycelia. It may be as like a rhizomorph, sclerotium, or other types of structure, chlamydospore, and etc. So you can draw out these figures and explain easily. So after discussing all these points, if anyone asks to give general characteristic of fungi, then you may enlist out all these characters So fungi are microscopic. In general, they cannot be seen by naked eyes except some of the mushroom species. These are eukaryotic, which contain well-developed nucleus or true nucleus. These are achlorophyllous or heterotrophic, cannot produce their own food but obtain food from external source. They may be unicellular, example yeast, or multicellular, mushroom species or mold. Cell wall contain either chitin, so it is in the form of polysaccharides in form of higher fungi, or it contains cellulose in lower fungi. The basic morphological element of the fungi is thread-like structure. It is called as hypa. Numbers of intertwined or network of hyphae is called as mycelia. So fungi is having more or less complex structure. The fungal body or tissue made up of numbers of mycelia is called as thallus. Most fungi grow as hyphae, which are cylindrical thread-like structure, 2 to 10 micrometer in diameter and up to several centimeter in length. Fungi may reproduce both sexually or asexually or vegetatively. Fungi are spore or seed formers. Examples: ascospore, oospore, etc. Fungi may produce asexual or sexual fruiting bodies. Example is sporangium. Fungi are act as a parasites as well as saprophytic. Fungi are found to cause diseases in human being, animal, plant or other microbes. Fungi are also useful as a food. Example, edible mushroom species. These are active invaders. Don't need help of external organism to cause infection. Fungi were first time observed as an insectic pathogen in plants. Smut disease of wheat, and which was given by P.A. Micheli, and he is also regarded as father of mycology. The science which deals with study of fungi is called as mycology. Fungi were broadly classified as lower fungi, which we called as water molds, or higher fungi or true fungi, and fungi having ubiquitous or cosmopolitan in nature, as fungi were present and found everywhere. So you can enlist all these characters in your exam so that you will get full marks. Then let us discuss another chapter, that is reproduction in fungi. So what is the reproduction? The production of new individuals or offsprings by sexual or asexual means is called as the reproduction. So there are three types of reproduction is present. One is vegetative type reproduction, second one is asexual type reproduction, and third one is sexual type reproduction. So you know some of the organisms under the heading asexual means of reproduction, both means, that is vegetative and asexual means are come, but here we are enlisting it as a separate. So what is vegetative means? So vegetative structures are act as a new individual. So there are three types. One is fragmentation of somatic body or cell sap or hyphae. So here each fragment of a mycelium grows into a new individual. When hypha break up into component cell, then it is called as arthrospores, and which behave like a spores. If the cell become thick, then it is called as chlamydospores. So example, Oidea of powdery mildew, and each fragment of this mycelial or hypal structure, they are having capacity to germinate and form hyphae. Then second one is binary fission. Fission of somatic cell into daughter cell occur. So parent cell divide into two cell by a formation of constriction or by formation of divider. So example, yeast or true fungi. Then third one is budding. It is production of bud or small outgrowth from a parent cell. A bud is formed, the nucleus and parent cell divides, and one daughter nucleus migrates into the bud, and such bud increases in size and forms a new individual. Example is again yeast fungi. So second type of reproduction is by asexual means. So it is occur directly. The somatic tissue of the fungi are producing conidiophore. They gives rise to conidia or asexual spore. They may produce some of the fruit-like structure. They are generally called as sporangia, and which contain sporangiospores. Say for example, Oomycetes fungi produce zoospore, while Zygomycetes fungi produce aplanospores. So they may be acropetal or basipetal. If these are basipetal in succession, then oldest conidia are at the top and youngest at the bottom. And if it is acropetal, then oldest at the bottom and youngest at the top. So in your exam, it may ask. So this is all about vegetative reproduction. You can see here, budding in yeast. So birds may separate. A daughter cell is produced and one nucleus is come in bud, which grow to found new offspring. For fragmentation, the mycelial fragmentation occurs or hypal fragmentation occurs, and each individual cell acts as an arthrospore. Or by budding, the spores which are produced by budding is called as blastospore or sporangiospores within a sporangium. So this is all about vegetative reproduction. Then asexual reproduction, conidial formation. So production of sporangia which contain zoospore, production of conidiophore and conidia, say for example penicillium, production of intercalary thick-walled chlamydospore, example Fusarium species. Different types of conidia are produced on conidiophore, different fungi. Say for example, Polytrichum species produces an asexual fruiting body, which is called as acervolus, which contain numbers of conidia. And these types of conidiocarp or asexual fruit produce just beneath the host epidermis. Then Pycnidium, Phoma species, which causes Phomopsis blight or Phomopsis fruit rot in brinjal. So these types of Pycnidia are also produced. Here you can see this is just fruit-like structure which contain conidiophores and conidia. So third type of reproduction is sexual means or sexual reproduction. So union of two nuclei or gametes of opposite sex, it is called as sexual reproduction. In case of fungi, the sexual reproduction is occurred by three phases. So there are three phases. First one is plasmogamy, second one is karyogamy, and third one is meiosis. So in case of plasmogamy, union of two protoplasts bringing two haploid nuclei together in the same common cell occur, and it is called as plasmogamy. In case of karyogamy, fusion of two haploid nuclei brought together as a result of plasmogamy. And third, meiosis. The nuclear fusion is followed by meiosis, that is, the reduction division occurs, and which gives rise to 4 haploid cells. So this is all about the phases of sexual reproduction. So in case of plasmogamy, union of two protoplasts occur. In case of karyogamy, two haploid nuclei comes together in a cell. And third, meiosis, reduction division of this diploid or zygotic condition occurred, and it produces haploid gametes. The sex organs in fungi are called as gametangia. So these gametangia are male gametangia and female gametangia. And male gametangia is generally called as antheridium, while female gametangia it is generally called as oogonia. So you must have to keep in mind. So once again we will see the steps of sexual reproduction in fungi. So from here we can see the spores are germinated, gives rise to a multicellular mycelium. So this is mycelium. So these mycelia are further proceed to plasmogamy. Haploid cells from two different mycelia fuse to form a heterokaryotic cell with two or more nuclei, and it is called as heterokaryotic stage. Hetero, different, karyon, nucleus. So it is heterokaryotic stage. Then karyogamy means fusion of these two nuclei occurs, gives rise to zygote. So the nuclei fuse to form diploid stage or zygotic stage, and these zygotes are further divided into haploid cell by means of meiosis. So in general, in all the organisms, mitosis is occurred in somatic cell, while meiosis occur in genetic cell. So here also meiosis is occurred and sexual reproduction takes place. So in your exam, one may ask the question to explain different phases of sexual reproduction in fungi. So you may enlist describe with figure. Then methods of sexual reproduction. So there are different types of methods of sexual reproduction. First one is planogametic copulation. Plano means motile. Gamete means genetic cells. Means motility of this genetic cell occurred, and after that the copulation is occurred. So the title or the word meaning itself indicates that there is fusion of two naked gametes and one or both of them are motile. So there are two types of planogametic copulation. One is isogamy. So these are morphologically similar but physiologically different cells unite together. Example, syncytium and Olpidium. Anisogamy, morphologically and physiologically different cell unite together. Example is Olpidium, Blastocladius, Allomyces. Then heteroplanogametic copulation or oogamy. Non-motile receptive and motile donor cell unite together. So here one is non-motile that is female cell is non-motile cell and male cell or donor cell is motile cell. So here it is called as heteroplanogametic or oogamous. Then second one is gametangial contact. Male and female gametangia comes into contact but do not fuse. A fertilization tube form from where male antheridium enters the female oogonia. Example oomycetes, ascomycetes, etc. So first we will see the figure. So in case of planogametic copulation, we will see here isogamy. That is, the cells are similar in morphologically, but physiological they may be different. In case of anisogamy, morphologically as well as physiologically they different. In case of oogamy, antheridium and oogonium is present, and antheridium gives rise to or insert their gametes in female cell, and these are heteroplanogametic. It is one is female cell is non-motile and male cell is motile one. Then second one is gametangial contact, in which egg cell is present, antheridium is present, but contact of these two cells is occurred by means of structure which is called as fertilization tube. So this is all about planogametic copulation and gametangial contact. Then third one is gametangial copulation. Entire protoplast of male cell is transferred into female gametangia to form common cell, and it is called zygospore. Example trichomycetes and zygomycetes. So here you can see gametangial copulation. All the protoplastic material, protoplasm as well as nuclear material, is donated in a receptive cell, and then one cell is formed, that is zygospore is formed, and thus it is called as gametangial copulation. Then spermatization. It is an union of special male structure called as spermacem with a female receptive hypa, female gametangia. Spermacem empties its content into receptive hypa during plasmogamy. Example pycnospores and receptive hypa in rust. So here you can see spermatization. Here it is spermacia and here it is receptive hypa. So it receives the sperm cell or antheridium cell or male cell. Then somatogamy. It is union of two opposite mating type hypae to form heterokaryotic hypae. No gametes are involved. Example smut fungi. So here you can see somatogamy, where two types of hypa are present. One is receptive hypa and second one is donor hypa, which gives rise to sexual reproduction. Then dikaryoticization, conversion of homokaryon hypa into dikaryon hypa, and which is occurred by the fusion of two compatible homokaryotic vegetative hypa, and it is by means of clamp connection. Example class Basidiomyces. While in some of the fungi, presence of two or more genetically different nuclei in same fungal cell is occurred. It is called as heterokaryotic cell, and it occurs naturally by the fusion of cytoplasm of two cells from two different strains without fusion of their nuclei. Example is fungi imperfectly. So this is all about sexual reproduction of fungi. So here once again we can see the explanation with the figure. So planogametic copulation, it is isogamy, anisogamy, oogamy. Gametangial contact, there is a tube like structure. Gametangial copulation, donor cell gives rise to all its content to another cell and form zygospore. Then spermatization, where spermacia and receptive hypha present. Then somatogamy, heterokaryosis, as well as other types of sexual reproduction occurs. So if anybody asks you in exam what is sexual reproduction and enlist out different phases and types of sexual reproduction, you can explain easily. So dear students, here I have given some of the definitions which are too much important. First one is spore. A small, usually single celled reproductive body that is resistant to adverse environmental condition and is capable of growing into an organism, it is called as spore. Then conidia, asexual non-motile spore of the fungi, it is called as conidia. Zoospore, it is an asexual motile spore of the fungi. So dear student, you must have to keep in mind this zoospore is the only spore which is motile asexual spore of the fungi. Then microorganism, the organisms which cannot be seen by naked eye, it is called as microorganism. Example fungi, bacteria, virus, etc. Blastospore, asexual fungal spore which is produced by budding, it is called as blastospore. Example Candida albicans produces blastospore. Then arthrospores, the spores which are produced by fragmentation of hypha or breaking up of fungal hypha into cells are called as arthrospores. So anyone ask the definition of this blastospore, arthrospore, conidia spore, etc. Then contamination, introduction of unwanted microorganism in a culture plate or in an aseptic condition, it is called as contamination. Culture, pure growth of a single organism in a petri dish or slant is called as culture. Heterokaryosis, it means having two or more genetically different nuclei within same mycelia or same hypha of fungus. Gamete, mature haploid or male or female germ cell, it is called as gamete, which is having capacity to unite together to form zygote. Flagella, thread-like structure or an appendage of fungi or protozoa or bacteria which is useful for motility, is called as flagella, and these flagella are mainly present in the zoospore in case of fungi, and that's why zoospores are motile one. So these are some of the common terms or definitions. It may be asked in your exam, that's why I have discussed here. Then third topic is nomenclature. So it is binomial system of nomenclature. So let us see some of the definition. Taxonomy. Taxonomy is the science that deals with the identification of organism, their nomenclature and classification. Nomenclature, it is the system of assigning names to the taxonomic groups or organisms according to the international rules. Systematics, it is scientific study of organism with the ultimate object of characterizing and arranging them in an orderly manner. So binomial system of nomenclature was developed by Carolus van Linnaeus, which is now universally used. As per the binomial system of nomenclature, the name of organism is composed of two words. First word is a noun and second one is its adjective. Say for example, Arvinia amylovera. So Arvinia, it is genus, and amylovera, it is species. So there are some of the rules of nomenclature. The name of the genus should be always capitalized. Species name should not be capitalized. Binomial when written should always be underlined separately, and when it is printed or typed, then it should be in italic. The name or abbreviated name of the scientist describing the species for first time should be written after binomial. Say for example, Pseudomonas syringae, Walhalla. If the name is revised, the name of the original describer should be written in bracket followed by the name of revising scientist. So here you can see. To avoid confusion, the same binomial should not be used to name two different species. The year in which organism was described should be written after the name of the author or scientist. Example, Phytophthora. Name of the scientist is D. Barry and year 1876. So in this way, some of the rules are there while doing nomenclature. So one may ask about short note, what is nomenclature, definition of taxonomy, nomenclature, systematics, and rules of nomenclature. So you can easily explain all these things. Then sequence of taxonomic categories in fungi. So highest category in the fungi is kingdom. So it indicates a group of similar divisions. In case of fungi, kingdom is fungi. Then a group of similar classes, it is called as division. Say for example, Basidiomycota, Ascomycota, Deuteromycota, etc. So the suffix of the division or ending with mycota. A group of similar order is called as class, and it is called as Mycetes, Basidiomycetes. Then order. A group of similar family, it is called as order. The suffix of the order is ales. Say for example, Pernosporales, ales. So it is order. Then family, a group or collection of similar genera, it is called as family, and it ends with, or it is having suffix acea. Say for example, Pernosporaceae, acae. Then genus, a group or collection of similar or closely related species, it is called as genus. Then species, say for example, genus is Fusarium. Species, collection of strains having similar characteristics. Fusarium axisporum, Pharma species. So number of Pharma species are there. Fusarium solani. Then strain, it is a population of organism that descends from a single organism or pure culture isolate. It is called as strain. So this is all about sequence of taxonomic category in case of fungi. So dear students, today we have studied the general characteristics, somatic structures, types of reproduction in fungi, and what is the basic of nomenclature of fungi, and some of the terms we have seen in detail. So this is very useful lecture. So once again I want to state here that if you have any suggestion, if you have any problem, or if you found any mistake in this lecture, you must have to give your feedback in comments so that I will incorporate the same in next lecture. So thank you so much.